A very good evening to all of you. We cordially invite you to the inaugural meeting of isoTalks Season 2, presented by the Society of Chemical and Process Engineering students. I, Dylan Ramanan, from the Chemical and Process Engineering Department, will serve as your moderator for today's evening. Let me begin with a quick overview of isotopes. The Society of Chemical and Process Engineering students launched isotopes as a project with the primary goal of bridging the gap between the existing academic curriculum and the important fields of industry and higher education. A series of webinars called isoTalks features industries and academic experts discussing unusual and fascinating subjects pertaining to chemical and process engineering, as well as all other forms of engineering. The first edition of isoTalks, which will address the theme Challenges in the Professional Career of a Chemical Engineer, will kick off the second season of the talk series today. Now that the session has officially started, it is an honor for me to introduce our guest speaker, Engineer Hasitha Jayawardane. Mr. Hasitha Jayawardane received a first-class honors degree in Chemical and Process Engineering from the University of Moratuwa. He continued to Moratuwa to finish his master's degree in Sustainable Process Engineering. After successfully completing his degree, he worked in South Korea as a postgraduate trainee in LNG technology. Additionally, he has experience in China working as a trainee in the building of electrical infrastructure. In addition, he is the founder and CEO of HIC Energy Consultants, a premier consulting organization for utilities, thermal engineering, and steam and power generation. He is a visiting lecturer at Sri Lanka's Sapragama University and a chemical engineer at the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation refinery. He has also held positions in fields connected to the dairy business. So this is our guest speaker for today's session of isoTalks. And without any further delay, let's warmly welcome our speaker, Mr. Hasitha. Sir, the stage is yours.
Good evening, all of you. Okay, I think, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Okay. Prior to the session, thank you very much for the introduction. Actually, I like to see your faces. Okay. Actually, generally, I am not like to do this type of Zoom meetings. Okay. So if you can open your videos, I highly appreciate, because that will be very good for our meeting. Okay. So this is not like a university lecture. Okay. So I am not going to do a presentation or not doing a university lecture. Okay, this is a very friendly discussion. Actually, today I am going to talk about the challenges of chemical engineering profession, especially in Sri Lanka, not in the other countries. Okay, because you know, even during the COVID season, and the situation of Sri Lanka is in a somewhat bad situation. So everything is a challenge, okay, not for the chemical engineers, but also for the every profession in Sri Lanka, doctors, and also for the senior consultants. Okay, the taxation, there are a lot of problems. Okay, so everyone in Sri Lanka are suffering now to some extent. Okay, is there any Tamil students? Okay, so I like to conduct this lecture both in mixed language. That means most preferable language is English, but little bit I like to talk in Sinhala because our mother language is Sinhala. Okay, is there any Tamil students who cannot understand Sinhala language?
Yes, sir, there are few students, sir.
Okay. Then
okay,
I will 100% conduct in English. Okay, no problem.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So I like to see your faces. Okay, no problem. I like to invite you to open your videos. I think there are some senior lecturers and professors also from Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, University of Peradeniya. Recently, I think the staff members and students visited Ceylon Petroleum Corporation refinery, Actually, that's one of the unforgettable moments of my life. Okay, I am going to share the screen. So today, I like to...
Mr. Hasitha, it's
yes, madam.
Anushka here. Yes, just to welcome you.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not switching on my video because I'm not in a presentable way at home today.
Okay,
so,
okay, no problem, madam. No problem,
okay,
madam.
so
Actually, I requested if
you
they are...
to the
Yes.
session.
Okay, okay, no problem, madam. I requested if there is someone can open your video, no problem. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Api, start karamu. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. Okay, today I'm going to talk about the challenges in professional career of chemical engineers in Sri Lanka. Actually, I had even now I am having so much challenges. Okay, so without challenges, life is not possible to continue. Okay, so everyone have challenges, but especially I like to share my experience, and I think most of the most of the people are students, undergraduates. So you will face this type of challenges in your professional career. So as an example, I try to use myself and what are the challenges faced by myself during my professional career. Okay, actually, first I like to introduce myself and how I came to this stage so far. Actually, I did Bsc Engineering in Chemical and Process Engineering and graduated in 2016. Okay, sorry, 17, the end of the 2016. That means the 12th batch with the first class honors. And I this year completed recently completed the Masters of Sustainable Process Engineering, the same University of Moratuwa. And I now chartered engineer. Now I am reading and I completed the B paper and design. So I have to face the A paper and the interview. So I hope to complete my charter in this year, end of this year or next year. Then actually I had a very rare opportunity to had a postgraduate training opportunity in South Korea, the world's largest LNG terminals in Incheon and Pyeongtaek and Samchok, like the world's top 10, world's number 1, 2, and 3 LNG terminals. LNG means liquefied natural gas. That means අපි කියනවා LNG කියලා අපි සරලව ඔයාලා දන්නවා ඇති. Okay. That is one of my foreign experience. I had a very great experience in that type of very huge plants in the world, the regasification and storage and regasification plants. Okay. That is related to actually Korea International Cooperation Agency and KOGAS. KOGAS means the Korea Gas Corporation. So I completed that training. And also I had the opportunity to complete thermal engineering and especially the utilities engineering. That means the steam generation and power generation related to large scale boilers and heat recovery steam generators. I completed that training on especially in the Association of International Business Officials in Ministry of Commerce, China. And my first job, actually I worked in the dairy industry after my graduation. So I had opportunity to train the milk powder manufacturing technology because I was the project engineer for the milk powder manufacturing plant construction and commissioning and in Palvat in 2017. Okay, the third manufacturing plant the third milk powder manufacturing plant construction and commissioning project in Palwatta. Okay, so under that project, I had the opportunity to work with so many dairy engineers, professionals in different sectors of the world. Okay, then I completed the consultant development in cleaner production in National Cleaner Production Center. And also I followed and completed the consultant development in quality assurance, Sri Lanka Standard Institute. And also I completed a very famous course in your university. I think one of my great teachers, Dr. Primal Pranandu from, I think you know, from mechanical engineering department. He is also one of my teachers, and also I think Professor Parakrama, sir, I think now he is in this session. I saw in the participants lists. In that program also I have learned so many things under the STEAM engineering and energy conservation with Forbes Marshall, University of Peradeniya, one of the very excellent courses in Sri Lanka for thermal engineering and basically the steam pipeline and boilers, regarding the boilers. Okay. Then I worked as a associate member and especially the secretary of the Chemical and Process Engineering Sectional Committee, IESL, in 2018. And currently I am working as a fellow member in Association of Koika Fellows, Sri Lanka. Okay. Actually, when I consider about my experience, actually I am having 6 years of industrial experience. Actually, I started my job in 2017, April 8th. Okay, so today, I think today is the day. Okay, hariyatama gatthoth exactly 6 years ago, I started my professional career. Okay. So I think it's a very, I am very honored and very grateful to your department to give this opportunity. So my first job, I joined Palwatta Dairy Industries Limited. I will explain why I am joined that company. And after that, I had the opportunity to join academics in several universities, but I thought that is not good at that situation. So I had the opportunity to join the Ceylon Petroleum Corporation. So now I am working as a chemical engineer in Ceylon Petroleum Corporation, and currently I am doing some visiting lectures in Sabaragama University and also some institutions in Sri Lanka. And also apart from my job, I am doing some thermal designs, especially in heat exchanger designs, and especially for thermal engineering applications and boilers, this type of applications. And we are having a design firm and also some group of engineers and some consultancy also there. Okay. Okay. So I am going to, that is the brief introduction of myself. So actually, I believe I am very lucky engineer, one of the luckiest engineers in Sri Lanka. I am frankly said. The reason, actually, I never expected this much of experience, because I mostly value the experience rather than the academic things existing on the papers that are very important, but you must need the experience, otherwise it's not possible to explain something to even others. You should have hands-on experience, otherwise it's very difficult to see the real world cases. Okay. So actually, during my 6 years of my professional career, I could be able to expertise. Expertise means not 100% learned. Okay, that means I am satisfied with what I am learning at that time. Okay, so අපිට මේ කිසි දෙයක් අපිට අපේ ජීවිත කාලේ 100% අපිට මේ දේවල් ඉගෙන ගන්න බෑ. අපි බොහොම පොඩි contribution එකක් තමයි we are doing for the chemical engineering. Okay, so during that period I could be able to expertise especially the milk powder manufacturing technology, especially the evaporation and spray drying processes, and also the dairy product manufacturing. Okay, that means the yogurt, ice cream, and pasteurized milk, that type of basic dairy products. But I am not good at the dairy products manufacturing. Okay, so basically I went on the milk powder manufacturing because I was the project engineer for the process, actually the operations engineer in Pelwatta. So I basically I had the opportunity to go thoroughly in milk powder manufacturing. Okay, so actually sugar manufacturing industry, I worked in Pelwatta, so I had the opportunity to visit sugar manufacturing plant and work with engineers and especially the food science people and the agricultural executives. That type of culture was there. Also bioethanol production in the distillery, that is one of the very interesting processes for chemical engineers also. So I had the opportunity to learn and see the hands-on experience and gain the knowledge regarding this bioethanol production from sugarcane. Okay, and also cattle feed manufacturing process, because we started cattle feed manufacturing for especially the Ridiyagama farm and also the Ambewela farm at that time. So I had the opportunity to go some extent, especially the cattle feed manufacturing process in Pelwatta. So that is the Pelwatta case. Okay, my first job. Then I had the opportunity to join the petroleum engineering. So currently I am working as a chemical engineer. So now I am looking after the, especially we are calling platformer unit. Platformer means petrol manufacturing process. Okay, so I am the responsible engineer for the technical service for petrol manufacturing. We are calling the platformer. Okay, and also the gas oil hydrotreaters. That means the sulfur removal of diesel. Okay, that are the some units I have to look after under my job, the present situation. Okay, actually under that petroleum engineering, I had the opportunity to work as the head of the power plant, especially the utility section, the boiler section. We had thermal large scale boilers for the power generation with steam turbines. So I had the opportunity to work as an acting position in Corona period, because there were no interested engineers for that period, that section. So I was lucky to had the acting position for the head of the thermal power plant for the in the refinery. Okay, so at that time I got the opportunity to learn somewhat amount of the LNG technology in foreign plants, storage and regasification plants. And especially I have a little some knowledge about the agriculture, because I used to work in the field and meeting these agricultural people, because when I was in Pelwatta, not only in the plant, but also I had so many connections and field visits, especially the milk procurements and talking to the farmers, this type of very interesting things. Okay, so I think I am very satisfied about my career up to now in Sri Lanka. So I will explain what are the challenges during my career. Okay, okay, let's go. Okay, the first question I would like to ask you, this is a very famous question. Okay, so කවුරු හරි මට මේකට උත්තර දෙන්න ඕන. I am going to take some answers from especially students. Okay, මේක ඇත්තරම කතා කරන්න ඕන, otherwise I am not satisfied. Okay, then this is a very friendly discussion, so I like to not no problem, you can talk in Sinhala. Okay, so if you are not fluent in English, no problem, you can talk in even Sinhala. Okay, no problem. Is there opportunities for chemical engineers Sri Lanka? ඇත්තටම ලංකාවේ chemical engineers ලාට opportunities තියෙනවා. So you can answer. කවුරු හරි කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඔයාලට හිතන විදිහට what is your opinion? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාගේ මතය මොකක්ද? No problem. සමහර කෙනෙක් කියන්න පුළුවන් ලංකාවේ opportunities නැහැ. That's why we are trying to go abroad. Okay. So මෙහි ඉඳලා වැඩක් නැහැ. මෙහි ඉඳලා තේරුමක් නැහැ. එහෙම concept එකක් දැන් තියෙන්නේ නේද? No problem. එතකොට is there any opportunities for chemical engineers in Sri Lanka? I think there may be some many experienced engineers. No problem. මේ මම ගොඩක් කැමති young කෙනෙක්. That means undergraduate කෙනෙක් මේකට උත්තර දෙනවා.
So can I answer your question, sir?
Yes, definitely you can answer.
Yes. So I personally feel that there are not enough job opportunities for the education that we are getting. So personally, from the training I went during my after my second year, sir, I feel like most of the people who are in chemical engineering go into management after 3 years. So they are not actually practicing chemical engineering itself. And personally, I think for what we are studying, we don't have enough industries in Sri Lanka, because I think we are limited to rubber, tea, and a bit of refining and a bit of mining as well. Apart from that, I feel that we don't have enough opportunities in the field of industries for chemical engineers.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Now, I think
I'm Dylan, sir.
Dylan.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Dylan. That is his idea about the opportunities in Sri Lanka. What about others? ඊට වඩා වෙනස් අදහසක් තියෙනවද කට්ටියගේ? ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයාට මේක දැන් feel වෙලා තියෙද මේක වැඩක් නෑ, මේ no effectiveness, no opportunities. හරිනේ, මේකේ ඉඳලා වැඩක් නෑ. හරිනේ, මේකේ කරන්න දෙයක් නෑ. හරිනේ, එහෙම දෙයක් ඔයාලට හිතෙනවද? Frankly, you can say, okay, this is not a university or a formal lecture. I am not going to do a formal lecture because I want to get the real what I need that. Okay, that is what I need. Okay, ඇත්තටම ඔයාලා මේකේ මොකද්ද මොන mindset එකකද දැන් ඉන්නේ, because I know even in my age most of the engineers who are having 5 lakh 6 lakh salaries in Sri Lanka, okay, they are trying to go abroad. Okay, some are managers. Even I know personally, yesterday I visited thermal power plant in Moratuwa. Okay, in Lakvijaya power plant yesterday I visited. The chief engineers also, they are trying to go abroad. Okay, I don't know the reason, but anyhow the most people are not satisfied. එතකොට මම අහුවාම කිව්වේ one of the chief engineers, he is looking for peaceful mindset. අන්නයාගේ වචනේ. Okay, that is the case. There are different mindsets in Sri Lanka. Okay, so that is ඒක සාධාරණයි. That is up to you. Okay, so actually තව කවුරු හරි answer එකක් දෙන්නව නම් ඔයාලට දෙන්න පුළුවන්. Anyhow, I will explain. Actually, according to my point of view, actually there are a lot of opportunities in Sri Lanka. The problem is after establishing this chemical engineering culture in Sri Lanka, that means the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, University of Moratuwa in 1974, and I think at that time of period, Samakalinava, I don't know exactly what is the year of your department. කාට හරි කියන්න පුළුවන්ද? What is the establishment of year? මොකද මම දන්නේ ඒක. Moratuwa, I think our department is 1974, but your department also, I think nearly that type of 70s. Okay, okay. එතකොට with after the establishment, even after this establishment of chemical engineering culture in Sri Lanka, most of the chemical engineers could not be able to grab the opportunities. And that is the fault of ours. That is the fault of chemical engineers. Okay. Fault of the 100% fault of chemical engineers. I am not going to Rajayatavat okay, no problem. But most මේකට වගකිය යුතු පුද්ගලයා ගත්තොත් අපි ගත්තොත් really chemical engineers. Okay. So actually the reason is there are a lot of opportunities, but problem is our most of the undergraduates and also most of the chemical engineering graduates are not willing to do such type of jobs. Okay. So most of the engineers are I think Mr. Dilan Kiwa, they are trying to go for the management. Okay. Management is an excellent thing, no problem. Anyhow you have to finally deal with mesalli, okay, finance, costing, management, this type of concepts in Sri Lanka. Okay. So management is an excellent thing. I am not going to make me palleha dala kata karana kamathi naha. Okay. So first, but there are so many problems, very technical jobs in very rural areas. Okay. As an example, I will show you okay, this is very today morning I see one of my friends, because I worked in Pelwatta, මම මේක දාන්න හේතුවක් තියෙනවා slides වලට. I will explain. So you can see one of my friend, chemical engineer, our senior chemical engineer Ravindra Hettiarachchi. He is promoted to the DGM level of the distillery of the Pelwatta. And also Mr. Tishan, he is also an engineer, chemical engineer. He is promoted to the production manager. Okay, this is one of the very prestigious positions in Pelwatta. Okay, especially the DGM level. Okay, so we are very happy about these promotions. But මෙන්න මේ promotion එක ඇතුලේ තියෙන දුක්ඛිත තත්ත්වයක් තියෙන. That is these engineers are the only 2 engineers in Pelwatta. Okay. So Pelwatta අපි ගත්තොත් the sugar industry. I will explain. In this time of period, even a single chemical engineer is not residing in this type of industries, because most of the now the culture is different. So most of the students, especially chemical engineering students, are not willing to do this type of jobs. Okay. එතකොට අපි මේක evaluate කරලා බලුවොත් as a case study, so they have spent at least 10 years of their career to come into this ladder, the top of the ladder. But the problem is, if you started today, okay, you will become this type of manager or DGM level. Let's think 10 years, that means we are 10 years lag. Okay. I think you can understand what I am saying. Process chain එකක් විදියට ගෙනියන්න බෑ. That's the problem. Okay. So the problem is, I will explain. Okay. So challenges for chemical engineers in Sri Lanka. එතකොට the පළවෙනිම එක තමයි the most කියන්නේ මේක භයානකම දේ. භයානකම challenge එක. හරි. මෙන්න මෙතනින් තමයි ඔළුව හදාගන්න ගොඩක් අයට අමාරු. හරි. Disturbances of external environment. That is means what your father said, what your mother said. අල්ලපු ගෙදර එක්කෙනා කියන්නේ මොනවද නේද? So your may establish වෙලා තියෙන culture එක, engineering culture in Sri Lanka. That is the case. Okay. So in Moratuwa, we know most of the students are willing to do electronics engineering or computer science. Okay. That type of engineering fields. Okay. That is some culture. Okay. මොනවා හරි establish වෙලා තියෙන attitudes එක්ක බැඳිච්ච external environment එකේ තියෙන attitudes එක්ක හැදිච්ච දෙයක්. Okay. Okay. Then attitudes of the culture. Attitudes means you know what are the attitudes. Okay. I am not going to explain the attitudes. Then find opportunities. Okay. There is a real challenge to find the opportunities. Okay. Then the salary expectation. Okay, that's one of the critical thing. Okay, so most of the attitudes and also the disturbances, these all things are depend on salary. Okay, again, out salary that is the most prestigious engineering field in Sri Lanka. Okay, not in the other countries. Okay, Samane Lanka, that is the attitudes then, and also the reasons for the disturbances. Okay, so salary expectations, that is one of the challenges. Okay, then performance in the industry. So I think most of the cases I will explain. Mama dakala diyana vidiyata. Let's see in the polymer industry. Okay, so sometimes a chemical engineer is doing polymer subjects and he is doing some minor or something like that for their degree, and they are going to a multinational company. I don't like to tell some the names of the companies, but some student is coming from the Japura University who is doing the polymer science, that is Bsc in polymer science or polymer technology. Okay, so he is an expert in polymer technology. So in chemical engineering department program, sometimes you had to follow few modules or something, very few practicals, or extrusion molding, roll mill, this type of practicals. Okay, because I also did some polymer subjects. Okay, so I know that type of cases there. So as an engineer, sometimes it's very difficult to perform in the industry. Okay, that is depending on your talent and your attitudes. Okay, and your skills. Actually, skills can be developed, but I think attitudes cannot be changed. Okay, skills can be developed karanna krama tiyenawa. Okay, but it's very difficult to change your attitudes. Okay, so performance is basically depend on the apita hitena skills kiyala, but if you evaluate, definitely the performance is really depending on your attitude. So if you have a good attitude, definitely you can be able to improve your skills which are need for your for a great performance. Okay, then career development, that is one of the challenges, because you know the career development, you can udata yanna ne කොහොමද අපි career path එකේ lock එක වෙන්නේ කොහොමද, උඩට යන්නේ කොහොමද, මේ දැන් ඉන්න post එකේ ඉඳන් උඩට යන්නේ කොහොමද. That is one of the challenges, really one of the challenges, especially in the government sector. Okay, because I personally feel that. Okay, because career development in a government organization is very less compared to a private, okay, sector. Then training and development opportunities. Okay, then improving the problem solving ability. Okay, then කොහොමද, as a chemical engineer, it's really a challenge to improve your problem solving ability. So there should be a problematic culture, and then that is depending on your organizational culture. Okay, improving the problem solving ability. Sometimes if you are working in a design firm, you may have lot of problem solving ability and also design ability. Okay, so if you are working in some general organization or government sector, නේද, එදිනදා වැඩ ටික කරගෙන නේද උදේට එනවා හවසට යනවා, that type of culture is there. Okay, so depending on your organizational culture, you may have the opportunities for the problem solving. Okay, so then ability එකක් create වෙනවට environment එක හැදෙන්න ඕන. That is what I am saying. Okay, නිකම්ම මේ දැන් අපි නිකන් ඉඳලා problem solve කරන්නේ නැහැ නේ. So you should have a problem. Okay, so problem එකක් තියුණොත් තමයි solve කරන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්නේ. Okay, so problem නොදකින්න තාක්කල් you cannot be able to solve the problems. හරි. I will say that is why we are calling the petroleum engineers and CEB engineers are in the comfortable zone. හරි නේද? ඒක ඇත්තටම සත්‍යයක්. හරි. Okay, be an entrepreneur. Then actually but most of the cases, this is now most of the chemical engineers in my department, my batch also, now some engineers are developing their own products. Okay, in our senior batches also, in Peradeniya, my friends, now most of the graduates trying to do something they like. That is very, very important and very excellent thing. Okay. Apart from your general duties, they are trying to do something what they are like using the knowledge gained from the university and your experience. Okay. So these are the challenges. Okay. Then I will your chat box again. There are 46 people. Okay. I think this is common for all after your graduation. Okay. I need to count. Count means you can I do not need to exactly get the count, but I need red color number 1 this is number 1. Okay, this is number 2. Hurry. Then wala, I think first year, second year, third year, we have fourth year, and also just passed out and experienced engineers, even professors. Okay, the senior lecturers, the audience is different configuration. Okay, make it vividha inno. No problem. Mata chat box ekata. Then open make a video. So I would like to get your answers. Okay, I will see from your chat. Samod 1, go to another country. Okay. Lakshita, number 2. Okay, live in Sri Lanka. 1 and after few years 2. That's one good example. Good thinking. Okay. Good thinking means that is no problem. Then 1 and after few years 2 why? Okay, so you have to think like that. 2, live in Sri Lanka. 1 and 2 දෙකේම නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ එක කකුලක් ලංකාවේ තියාගෙන අනිත් කකුල පිටරට තියෙමද? 1 and 2 means okay, no problem. 1 2 1 1 okay. මම හිතන්නේ 10 දෙනෙක් 12 දෙනෙක් වගේ තමයි answers දීලා දීන්නේ. 1 පැත්තට තමයි බර. Okay, 1 okay. 1 තමයි තියෙන්නේ දෙන්නේ 3 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා මෙහෙ ඉන්න කැමති අය. Okay. Okay. තව කට්ටියට answers දාන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. ඒක සාමාන්‍ය දෙයක්. Okay. දැන් මේක ඇත්තටම මම මොන lecture එක කරත් මොන මේ presentation එක කරත් සාමාන්‍යයෙන් මම මේක පොඩ්ඩක් අර I'm generally I like to survey එකක් කරනවා පොඩි හරිනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ පොඩි මේ ඇත්තටම දැන් you are the cream of the society. Okay, so you are going to ඔයාලා තමයි මේ රටේ අනාගතය බාරගන්නේ. Okay, so you are the educated people. So now you can see what type of situation in Sri Lanka. Okay, so මම හිතන්නේ ඇත්තටම if this culture is can make a continue not definitely our country is not even කියන්නේ පවත්වාගෙන යාමේ හැකියාවක් නැති වෙයි කියලා මට හිතෙනවා. හරි. That means a very sad situation. Okay. Okay. Hari. Okay. The මගෙන් ඇහුවොත් after your graduation. Okay. The mama හරිනේ. Because now I have a family, I have a child. Okay. I have a children, and also I have a family, and I have to look after my mother, father, and those kind of the bonds. So many bonds. Okay. Family bonds and environment and this type of cases. Okay. So it's very difficult to get a decision in my stages. Okay. අපි දැන් ටිකක් bonds වැඩි, but still we have the opportunity. Okay, මොනවා හරි වෙනවා යන්න පුළුවන්. Okay, but මේ surveys වලින් පේන්නේ after your graduation, දැන් මම දැන් graduate වුණා නම්, that means if I am going to graduate very recently, definitely are you also looking for or masters or PhD or foreign job or something? හරි අර අපි කියන්නේ නේද ඇපල් වත්තක ඇපල් ගෙඩි කඩන්න හරි යනවා. That is the case. Okay, හරි ඇත්තට මගෙන් ඇහුවත් I also prefer go to another country. That is the case in present situation. Okay, hari that is for general survey. Okay, I want to see whether you are like to live in Sri Lanka or go abroad. Okay, that's why I put this slide. Okay, hari then the challenges. Okay, the first challenge for the chemical engineers, that is not engineers but engineering undergraduates, the university's field selection process. That is one of the really challenge and your life turning point. Okay, වාගේ ජීවිතේ වෙනස් වෙන තැනක් තමයි this මෙන්න මේ සංසිද්ධිය. Okay, so in university field selection, actually I had the opportunity to actually I was the 592th 92nd 592nd rank in the first semester. Okay, ඇත්තටම මට I did my A levels very well, and with top results I get into the University of Moratuwa. But the first semester the university culture is not familiar with the way I am learned. Okay, that means it's a very boring. Okay, lectures there in it's very difficult to understand the lectures. So no case, sometimes no case studies or only theories. Okay, this type of culture. So I am very mentally I am down in the first semester. Okay, actually I had only 2.6 GPA in first semester. Okay, actually for fluid dynamics I had D dog. Okay, D means fail වෙන්න ඊට උඩ එක. හරි, so that type of very unpleasant culture in the first semester. But I had the opportunity to go to civil engineering and also mechanical and chemical and material. That is my options. Okay, civil and also mechanical, chemical and material. That is the only options I had at that time. Okay, but I am not much concentrate about even the exams, because I really like chemical engineering. Okay, so actually I had a desire to go for the chemical engineering or civil engineering, but I had to 50%. I had to choose whether I am going to civil engineering or whether I am going to chemical engineering. Okay, so finally I can remember I took a paper and civil engineering, chemical engineering. What I wrote. Okay, I wrote what I feel. Okay, then I decide I am doing chemical engineering. Okay, because I really like chemical engineering, and also I even for my A levels projects I did Karmanta Rasayana as my the project in my school time. Okay, so I really did like chemical engineering, so I selected the chemical engineering. So when you are selecting a field, you should confident. You should have the confidence. Confidence is number one. يعني මේක තෝරගන්න මුලින්ම ශක්තිය තියෙන්න ඕන. හරි, එහා කෙනා කිව්වට එහෙම නෙවෙයි. Then believe yourself. Okay, so your entire career is going to change, your life is going to change මම කියන්නේ ඔයාට you can go හරිනේ for many fields after doing chemical engineering. Okay, no problem, but that is a turning point of your life. And also do what you like. That is very important. හරිනේ do what you like. හරිනේ එහෙම නැත්නම් කරන දේ සතුටින් කරන්න. Otherwise, okay, do what you like. And also confident is very important, and also believe yourself. Hari. Then I'm going to the next slide. Okay, actually I really like chemical and process engineering. That's why I chose chemical engineering. And I had a strong idea that even after studying the chemical engineering, that will be a good opportunity to touch the different fields. Okay, because when we consider about the thermal engineering or nuclear engineering, petroleum engineering, mechanical engineering, polymer engineering, materials engineering, that means අපි ගත්තොත් තව මේ මොනවාද different types of sectors. හරිනේ food processing engineering, හරිනේ reactor engineering, kinetics, chemical kinetics පැත්ත. They are a vast field. So if you really like this field, no problem. What electronics යන්න බැරි වුණා, electrical යන්න බැරි වුණා, civil යන්න බැරි වුණා කියලා අඬාන ඉඳලා වැඩක් නැහැ. Okay, so if you are a really talent person, there will be a vast opportunity. Okay, there will be a vast opportunities for a chemical engineer. පැහැදිලි? හරි. දැන් මම personally දන්න අය ඉන්නවා chemical engineers who are having construction firms in civil engineering. Okay, chemical engineering kalla, I'm not going to tell the names. Okay, but I personally know who are doing chemical engineering for their bachelors, but they are now excellent in construction field in civil engineering. Okay, so you can, if you have a really your talent and if you have dedication and untiring effort, it's not difficult to go to your dream. Okay, ඒක තමයි කියන්න දෙන්නේ. හරි. So I strongly believe that I shall be able to perform well, really well in the chemical engineering. So I had a dream, and I believe I really perform in the chemical engineering. Okay, so I had no idea about the salary. Actually එහෙම ලොකුවට අර වගකීමක්, that means I did not feel the responsibility. Okay, ඔක කැම්පස් කාලේ කොහොමද තියෙනවා ලොකු එහෙම නේද? ලොකු responsibility එකක්. Even in the university time, sometimes you may not feel. Okay, so actually I had no idea about the salary of my first job. So I did chemical engineering and I really enjoy it. Okay, but I believed I will be paid well for my performance. If I perform well, I will be paid well. Okay, and that is the only thing what I had in my mind during my undergraduate time. Okay, then this is one of the challenges. Make a very difficult challenge. There is an opportunity cost in between those things. Okay, so Bsc engineering, chemical and process engineering. So actually I passed out with the first class. Actually I am not an academic person. Okay, so I did music and the events, some events, those kind of things. So I do a lot of things in the university. Okay, so I am not an academic person, but anyhow I perform very well in my undergraduate time, and I got a first class. Okay, but I am not a fully academic, not 100% dedicated for the academics. Okay, anyhow, now I am having a degree, first class degree. So whether I am so I had two options. That is a really challenge. So this is one of the challenges faced by chemical engineers. Okay, not only for the chemical engineers, but also for the any type of graduates. Okay, whether to join industry or going to higher studies. Okay, මේ දෙපැත්තම හොඳයි. I am not going to highlight higher studies කියන එක හොඳයි කියලා, and also join the industry. Okay, So that is the decision is up to you. Alright? So what I felt is at that time, I really like to join the industry rather than going for the higher studies. At that time, I had idea, if I do higher studies first, it is very difficult to get an industrial job in Sri Lanka, okay, not in other countries, okay. In Sri Lanka, generally, it is very difficult to find a suitable job, okay, suitable job for the PhD holders in Sri Lanka, okay, not in other countries. So I thought I joined the industry and I'm going to have some experience, the real world experience related to the chemical engineering theories, and after few years, if I will have idea, then I go higher studies. That is the case in my case, okay. The higher studies මුලින්ම ගියොත් සමහර වෙලාවට ලංකාවේ ස්ටේබල් වෙන්න ඉන්නව නම් ඔයාට academically join වෙනවා ඇරෙන්න. If you like industry, it is very sad scenario. පැහැදිලිනේ? කියන්නේ PhD එකක් කරලා ලංකාවේ industry එකේ ඇවිල්ලා මං හිතන්නේ යනවා නම් ඔයා top level එකට, director level එකට, ඒ වගේ management level එකට join වෙනවා මිසක් I think my point of view, මම හිතන විදියට it's very difficult to find a job, but academic opportunities are you have so many academic opportunities. So I believe at that time join the industry is one of the critical, that is the at that moment, that is the good solution for my expectations, the future expectations. Hari. I faced many job interviews, but I failed to select and they rejected myself. Okay. Okay, I faced, as I can remember, 3 or 4 interviews, but I rejected. I don't know what is the reason, but I faced the interviews, but they did not selected me. Okay, I don't know the reason. Okay. But I strongly believe on myself, and I worked as a instructor for the university nearly 2 months. Okay, nearly 2 months of period after my graduation. So I had the opportunity, I had the idea to join the industry. I went so many job interviews, so I failed and I am not selected. Okay. During this time of period, I had an opportunity to join the Pelwatta Industries because they are seeking for a chemical engineer for the milk powder manufacturing plant installation and commissioning project, and also there were some vacancies. Okay. So but the problem is the salary is very low. Okay. Actually I got 40,000 rupees. Okay. At that time, our department, no problem. At that time, generally, in 2016, සාමාන්‍ය 70,000 වගේ minimum එකක් තමයි අපි සාමාන්‍යයෙන් ඉල්ලන්නේ. That means the industrial salary expectations after you are just passed out graduates. That means that just passed out graduates, the salary expectation is minimum 70,000. Okay. But I got 40,000 salary in Pelwatta, but I thought, actually, I had no much idea about the salary, but anyhow, I thought this is one of the excellent opportunities to learn, because one of my teachers, especially Mr. Dodangoda sir, okay, Tissa Dodangoda, I think he's one of a senior lecturer in the industrial department. That means the industrial training department in University of Moratuwa now. He guided me and he said me, Puta, ඔයා පළවෙනි අවුරුදු දෙක ගැන හිතන්න එපා, you went, ඔයා යන්න, ඔයා ගිහිල්ලා ඉගෙන ගන්න. Okay. So this is a really good opportunity for you. What we will you will see the benefits, and also you will gain the benefits after some years. And so this is an excellent opportunity. So don't think about the salary and go kiyala mata awadaya dun. That is one person I mama motivate karabu. Okay. Then actually I joined then Palwatta, but I'm not going to tell the names, but some even lecturers in my department, they laughed at me for my decision. Ayya yanne wa me first class එකක් තියාගෙන ayya මෙහෙ යන්නේ පිස්සුද යන්න පැල්ලත් ගිහිල්ලා අර මොනරාගලට වෙලා ඉන්න ඕනද කියලා එහෙම ආපුවා ඉන්දියා. That is not කියන්නේ මගේ හොඳට කිව්වේ. That means they thought I will choose higher studies rather than going for a very rural village for very low salary. Okay. But anyhow, I got the decision. I took the decision, okay, to join. After that, the thing is, the first day I am realized that this is the what is the chemical engineering. So mama අවබෝධ කරගත්තා in the first day. Actually, I selected the most suitable job for myself. කියන්නේ මට සුදුසුම job එක තමයි මේක මට ලැබිලා තියෙන්නේ, because everything is chemical engineering. Okay, so if you visit Palwatta, I strongly recommend you, if you are not going to still you are not went on your industrial training, please select this type of process industries, okay, rather than joining the multinational the management organizations. Okay, so management culture එකක් නෙවෙයි. So as an engineer, I highly recommend you to join this type of very technical based industries. Okay, so that is very important. So I can remember, still I can remember, I work really hard. Okay, so කවුරුවත් උගන්වන්න හිටියේ නැහැ. So I work really hard to learn the milk powder manufacturing technology. So plant erection, that means the construction, commissioning was there. So I had to learn a lot of things. Okay, so I read so many books and also industrial journals, industrial designs and researchers and case study evaluations related to milk powder manufacturing. Okay, so at that time, actually, I had a very close relationship with Professor Ken Morrison from University of Canterbury, New Zealand. He's the world leader of falling film evaporator designs. That means the industrial research engineer and also Professor Ken Morrison from New Zealand, Canterbury University. So I had a close relationship. I write to that professor and he also writing me. So especially for milk distribution systems, this kind of things, I see the real world example and I reading the case studies in the literature. That is one of my hobbies at that time. Samaning for one day I read at least one journal paper. That means that is the case. So during that 1 year period, I could be able to read nearly 150 to 200 designs and also the basic concepts related to this designs and erection, commissioning, this type of things related to the food engineering. Okay, so that is very interesting period in my time, and I read again. So mama dakinne my challenge එකක් the read කියලා කියන්නේ අපි ගත්තොත් ඔයාට now you know all you have mobile phones. හරිනේ, අපි ගන්න නේද YouTube නේද, YouTube videos and television. The television එකත් in the very low compared to the other medias, but now YouTube YouTube is one of the top media in Sri Lanka for learners, but that is not the case. But I used to read books. Okay, still I have a habit to read books. Okay, books means ආදර කතන්දර නෙවෙයි, but very scientific books. Okay, journals. Okay, කතා පොත් නෙවෙයි. So I used to read journals and also the designs, and also they are very interesting. That means the review papers. Okay, so if you have some experience, okay, let's see. Today I gained some hands-on experience related to process equipment. Let's see, pump or compressor. So I went to my boarding house and I search in Science Direct and ResearchGate, this type of search engines. I read similar case studies. Similar case studies I read. That is one of my hobbies at that time and even now. Okay. So I recommend you, as engineers, it's very important to read. Read කරන්නේ නැත්නම් you never develop. ඒක මම experience එකකින් කියන්නේ actually ඔයාලා ඒක කරලා බලන්න. අර කියවීම මිනිසා සම්පූර්ණ කරයි කියන එක ඒක 100% correct. Okay, that is ඒක නිකන් කියපු කතාවක් නෙවෙයි. So if you read more and more, okay, so definitely your knowledge will be going to very high stage. Okay, ඒක කියවපු එක්කෙනෙක් තමයි දන්නේ. Okay, ඒ කියන්නේ ඒක මට තේරෙනවා මම කියවපු නිසා compared to yesterday, if you read something, definitely you will be in a higher position. Okay, ඒක අපිට YouTube videos බලලා එහෙම කරන්න බෑ. හරි, ඒක ඔයාලා ඒක කරලා බලන්න. Okay, so ගොඩක් අයගේ reading කියන එක බොහොම පහළ තත්ත්වයකට ඇවිල්ලා තියෙනවා. So reading is really a challenge. Okay, what එපා වෙයි ටික දවසක් කියවනොත් මේක මොකද්ද මේක කියන එක. It's a very difficult thing in the first stage, but if you come to some stage, that will be your hobby. කියන වගේ life එකේ තියෙන habit එකක් බවට පත් කරගන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. Okay. So this is my first life in Pelwatta. So I went to sugarcane processing and also bioethanol production, cattle feed manufacturing process, agriculture, and also livestock development, and also milk powder manufacturing technology. Okay. So actually now I am doing visiting lectures in Sabaragamu University, Department of Biosystems Technology, Faculty of Technology, Biosystems Technology, Bioprocessing in biorefineries. Okay, so the reason behind choosing myself for the visiting lectures is actually I could be able to go through on this type of industries while I am in Pelwatta. Okay, so that is a advantage for myself. Okay, තේරුණානේ? ඒ කියන්නේ මම ගත්ත දැනුමෙන් මම අද මේ දේක් පාවිච්චි කරලා තව කෙනෙක්ට මම මේ දැනුම දෙනවා. හරිනේ? Okay, හරි. So then so this is also I became the youngest and only one engineer to have an industrial experience on milk powder manufacturing plant construction and commissioning after 1974. Okay, so in this is spray dried milk powder factory construction commissioning project in 1974, National Milk Board කියන්නේ අඹේවැල spray dried milk factory එක. You can see that is installed in 1974. After that, in Pelwatta, as a private sector, they developed milk powder manufacturing facilities. So I could be able to join as a chemical engineer. Okay, so this is one of the very rare experience I gained. Okay, through in my career. Okay. So I can remember most of the days I worked until 10 p.m. because because our plant is from India. Okay, SSP, the design firm. So generally Indians are working, they are starting the work in 9 a.m. Okay. 8:39 9 a.m. Okay, so they are starting their work and until 10 to 10:30 they are working. Okay, so that is the culture of the most of the Indian firms. Okay, Hari. So I can remember actually after even work until 10 p.m. I had a habit to read until 1:30 in the morning, the next day morning, and 7:30 I had to go for the job. Okay. පහුවදා වැඩට යන්නත් අවශ්‍යයි. හරිනේ හරි. Then the decision making, I want to say the challenges. Challenges means what are the challenges behind? Then මම ගත්තොත් as an example, sometimes this maybe hitana thinking patterns may be different. Okay, so what I want is to learn the unit operations. Okay, because you know chemical engineering is unit operations. Chemical engineering can unit operations maybe, but if you are not mastered unit operations to some extent, even for some extent, you are not actually not a chemical engineer. Okay, if you go into, if you see what is the definition of chemical engineering, the chemical engineering is started in the world, especially chemical engineering කියලාම subject එක ලෝකෙට එන්නේ 1922 දී because the fields වලින් මේක වෙනස් වෙන්නේ because of the unit operations. Unit operations. And unit operations කිව්වම distillation, absorption, drying, crystallization, screening, mixing, ඔය හැමදේම ගන්න පුළුවන්. හරි. ඔයාලා යුනිවර්සිටිස් වල ඉගෙන ගන්නවා. Okay? හරි. එතකොට අපි ගත්තොත් the main reason behind the joining of the design that means deciding whether why I am selecting this job is the vast knowledge of unit operations. Okay, so if you visit the Palwatta, you can easily master the multi-effective operation, heat exchangers, mixing, direct steam injection, flash evaporation, also spray drying, cyclone separation, dehumidification, fluidized bed drying, screening, particle technology concepts, and also if you consider the distillery, the binary distillation and fermentation, ethanol manufacturing process, and also if you consider sugar manufacturing, milling process, mill and boiler, and also multi-effective operators and crystallization. මේ වගේ vast area එකක් ඔයාට practically දකින්න පුළුවන් ද operation එක. Okay, so that is the important case. Okay, so when you are selecting a job, that is a real challenge. Okay, that's a real challenge means the attitude and your thinking pattern. හරිනේ. එතකොට ඔයාගේ values කියන එක තියෙනවනේ. හරි. So what is your main values? කියන්නේ මේකේ value එක මොකක්ද? Okay, හරි. Then you can see some images, the plant installation. You can see the spray drying and evaporation plant. You can see this is the spray dryer. මම මේක මේ නිකන් ඔයාලට basic idea එකක් ගන්න දැම්මේ. So these are the cyclones, one feed dual cyclone system, and also this is the second stage drying, FBD, fluidized bed drying, and these are the evaporators. Okay, the milk distribution systems, and these are the vapor separators. These are cyclone systems, steam air radiators. This type of culture is there. Okay, Hari. Then another one is I will explain. So the මම challenges කිව්වා. මොනවද challenges? What are the challenges? අපි ගත්තා disturbances of external environment. එතකොට ආ disturbances වලට මොකක්ද වෙන්න ඕන? disturbances වලට ඔයා face කරන විදිය අනුව your reaction will be different. Right? That reaction is definitely change your entire life. Right? එතකොට ඔයාගේ බාහිර බාධක වලට ඔයාව වෙනස් කරන්න දෙන්න එපා. හරි බාහිර බලපෑම් වලට ඔයාව අනවශ්‍ය ලෙස වෙනස් කරන්න දෙන්න එපා. That is very important. හරි so අනිත් එක තමයි attitudes. Okay attitudes කියන එක is a real challenge නේද දැන් as a government officer එතකොට I have a really මොනවාද mindset. ඒ කියන්නේ මේකේ මනසේ තියෙනවා මේක මම government එකෙන් අයින් වෙලා private ගියොත් if I join private sector that may be a very disadvantage for me because now the situation of the country is very critical, so government job is very good. So if you going to join the private sector, sometimes your salary will be cut off. This type of thinking pattern in this like us, okay, especially the government officers. Right? That is why most of the engineers are not a comfortable zone එක අතාරින්න නැත්තේ. Comfortable means ඒගොල්ලෝ නිකන් ඉන්නවා කියන එක නෙවෙයි, because there are compared to private sector, you know, in government sector the amount of the KPIs, that means the key performance indicators. Okay, the most of the government sector, institutes are not based on the KPI based, that means the promotions and bonus system. Okay, so but if you are really excellent engineer and you are really perform well, I think a private sector is very good for you rather than organizational culture. That sorry, government institution in Sri Lanka. Okay, not in other countries. I am talking in Sri Lanka. Then opportunities. Actually, the find opportunities. මට මේ ගැන කියන්න දෙයක් තියෙනවා. So as a chemical engineers, මම දැකලා තියෙනවා. I saw we could not be able to continue a chemical engineering, process engineering culture in some of the major rasayanika karmanta, that means chemical industries in Sri Lanka. As an example, if you see Pelwatta sugar industry, the most of the production executives they are coming from the food science faculties. Okay. Some production officers, that means the production executives and production engineers, production managers, they are coming from agricultural. Okay, agricultural based undergraduates. They are agricultural based graduates. Okay, coming from that type of cultures. So the case is are ඒගොල්ලෝ මේක යටත් කරගෙන ඉන්නේ. පැහැදිලිද? So that is now the situation is very critical. So even if you are applying for the production executive post in Pelwatta sugar, most of the cases engineers are not selected because the top management and also the managerial level and the upper levels, the higher levels are filled with food science and agricultural based officers. Okay, ඒක ලොකු දරුණු තත්ත්වයක්. Okay. So actually, my point of view, chemical engineers should be in the operations. And operations කියන ඒවා ගත්තොත් අපි chemical engineering operations department එක ගත්තොත් manufacturing operations means you should know mechanical engineering, operations engineering, and also thermal engineering, material balances, and also energy balances. හරිනේ. ඒ වගේ දේවල් basic chemical thermodynamics basic concepts. හරිනේ. So you should know. So mechanical or actually chemical engineering people are the most suitable people for the especially production operations and also quality assurance, this type of things. Okay. So the sad situation is most of the students are not like to even join for these very prestigious means very technical environments, even for their training period. අඩුම තරමේ training යන්නවත් කැමති නැහැ. ඒක මම පෞද්ගලිකව දන්නවා. හරි. So they prefer most of the well structures multinational නේද? Very English cultures වලට තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ කැමති. They are not like to wear overall and work with superintendents and also operators and learn the real engineering. Okay. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒතර ටයි එක දාලා පොඩ්ඩක් අර නේද? සස්ටේනබල් වගේ ඉන්න තමයි ගොඩක් අය කැමති. හරිනේ සස්ටේනබිලිටි concepts වලට ඒ පැත්තට යන්න. But first of all දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් as a chemical engineer what is the difference between globe valve and gate valve? ගොඩක් අය දන්නේ නැහැ. That is the case in industry. Okay. Even සාමාන්‍ය gate valve එකයි globe valve එකක වෙනස දන්නේ නැති ඒ තත්ත්වයේ graduates ලා ඉන්නවා. That is අපි ගත්තොත් ඒක department එකේ වැරද්දවත් ඒක නෙවෙයි. අපේ education system එකේ වැරද්දවත් නෙවෙයි. So your attitudes. හරි. එතකොට ඔයාට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕන මොනවද ඔයා තනියම දැන් මේකේ වටින දේවල් මොනවද? පැහැදිලිද? What you should improve. හරි. එතකොට ඒ ටික ඔයා දැනගන්න ඕන අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රියල් ට්‍රේනින් වලදී මේ දේවල් තමන් තනියම ඩෙවලොප් වෙන්න දැනගන්න ඕන. ඒකට බාහිර සාධකත් බලපානවා. But first you have the responsibility. පැහැදිලිද? හරි. ඊට පස්සේ අපි මම අන්තිම section එකට යනවා because I think මම ගොඩක් කතා කරා. The real challenge is this is problem solving. Okay. So problem solving ability. So this is one of the problems solved by myself. Okay. For the insolubility index. So you know, if you work in the dairy industry, insolubility index means the අපි කියනවා කිරිපිටි වල දියවීම. So ඔයාලා if you use පැල්වත්ත milk powder, sometimes you may have this experience insolubility problem. ඒ කියන්නේ දිය වෙන්නේ නැහැ. So actually this is due to some bed formation, the uneven bed formation inside the fluidized bed dryer. So you can see this is the fluidized bed dryer. Okay, this is the bed. Okay. Okay. So uneven bed means මේක මේ කඳු වගේ මේක තියෙනවා bed එකේ thickness එක height හරියට form වෙන්නේ නැහැ. That is one of the reasons behind this insolubility index, because the particle size development is very low. So this is one of the solutions I proposed, and in my time we installed the Teflon damper. Okay. We use Teflon because this is SS stainless steel 304. Okay, metal. So if I install a metal, sometimes there may be some static charges because this is vibrating. Okay, so we are using Teflon sheet, and we proposed the exact bed height. Okay. This is one of the major problems in Palwatha. So this could be able to save around 2 million rupees per day. Okay, this is one of the problems. One of the problems I have solved in Palwatha. Okay. Then in refinery, recently we purchased a boiler. Okay, you can see this maximum operating. This is a test run. Okay, this is the maximum load operating 2 metric tons per hour, and also we are producing high pressurized steam in 404, and this is the 38 bar. Okay, this is a D-type water tube high pressure steam generator designed by Roots 90 years old boiler company. Okay, in Italy. Okay, so this cost euro 0.76 million. Okay, in 2016 we purchased this boiler for the refinery. Actually there was a really problem in the thermal configuration in the original design. Okay, so I could be able to show some report also. Okay, I think you can see. Okay, this is my evaluation, the special case study. You can see. Okay, this is the corrosion. Okay, severe corrosion inside the economizer. Okay, you can see this is the images taken by myself, and also this is the preheater design. Okay, you can see the heat exchanger design, basic heat exchanger design theories, and this kind of things. Okay, so this is the proposed solution, and we installed the preheater, and we contact with the original equipment manufacturer. That means the roots. Okay, so they accept. ඒගොල්ලෝ පිළිගත්ත ඇත්තට මේගොල්ලෝගේ thermal design එකේ වැරද්දක් තියෙනවා කියලා. Okay, that is 90 years old boiler manufacturer in Italy. Okay, so one of the boiler companies in the world. So I could be able to find out the problem in the thermal configuration, especially in the preheater and economizer side, which is directed to the cold end corrosion and acid dew point corrosion. Actually, especially the cold end corrosion phenomena. Okay, I'm not going to talk much about this. So you can see this is the operating time efficiency, and after the installation, you can see the always the operating time efficiency is nearly 100% after giving the solution. Okay, so this much of that are the few problem solving. Okay, actually this is the case. Okay, so it's very difficult to solve problems, especially in the government sector. අපි ගත්තොත් ඇත්තටම බොහොම අමාරුයි survive. That means the design culture is not in the government sector. Okay, so however we implement the solution and save the boiler. Okay, so you can see the newly constructed equipment, the preheater. Okay, boiler feed water preheater with a necessary thermal configuration. Okay, okay, so then become an entrepreneur means actually I started my own consultation and some process consultation regarding especially the food engineering. Actually, I don't like to කතා කරන්න මම කැමති නැහැ මේක පිටිපස්සේ තියෙන ඇයි මේක පටන් ගත්තේ කියන එක, because if you really like, you can do something yourself. Okay, so අනිත් අය කියන දේවල් අහන්න දෙයක් නැහැ. So you can start to become entrepreneurs, but the confidence is very important, and learning day by day you should have to be improved. So actually up to now I could be able to share my experience. Only I have 1.5 experience, 1.5 years experience in this dairy industry. Okay, but up to now I have done so many consultation programs and especially training programs for the top management professionals, very experienced professionals in Sri Lanka, with only having 1.5 years of industry experience in the dairy sector. But still I am learning and still I am gathering experience in this sector. Even I am working in the petroleum sector. So if you have the ability and if you have the confidence, that is very important. අපිට පුළුවන් ඒ දේවල් ඒ කියන්නේ අපි සමහර වෙලාවට අපිට අපේ දැනුමෙන් අපිට ඉන්න අපිට perform කරන්න it's very difficult වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but anyhow you should find your happiness. අන්න ඒක තමයි අන්තිම දේ. You should find your happiness. අනිත් අයට බෑ ඔයාගේ සතුට ඔයාගේ ජීවිතයට දෙන්න. පැහැදිලි නේද? That is the word. Okay, so I am going to finally stop this session. So you can see these are some of my the online presentations and lectures for especially ITI and the John Keels, and also this type of very prestigious Silver Mill Group, Rich Life Renuka, this type of consultation, especially for the hotel industry for safety. Okay, this type of, these are the corona period. Okay, then corona කාලේ නේද කට්ටිය නිකන් ගෙවල් වලට වෙලා ඉඳියනේ. So මොනවා හරි තමන්ගේ knowledge එකෙන්, if you have the confidence and knowledge and untiring effort, I think you can be successful one day and find your happiness. And sometimes my happiness is this one. Okay, So sometimes ඔයාගේ සතුට තියෙන වෙන තැනක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but anyhow I finally I advise you as an engineer. Okay, actually I am not a very experienced engineer. Okay? I am only having 6 years of experience, but you should be able to gather the experience, not the age. Why experience එක ගැන හිතන්න එපා, because in my I know some personalities in our the badges. හරිනේ උඩ badge ගත්තොත් අපේ සාමාන්‍යයෙන් very මීටත් වඩා ඉහළ තන් වල ඉන්න very creative young age වල ඉන්නවා. Okay, so I am not a very experienced person, but however you should try to build yourself. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි ඊයේ ඉන්දියට වඩා අද ඉන්න තැනට develop වෙන එක තමයි වැදගත්ම දේ. හරි. ඊයේ ඉන්දියට වඩා අද ඔයා දැනගෙන ඉන්නවා. හරි. Okay, I think මම හිතන්නේ භාගයක් විතර වැඩිපුරක් තරම් තියනවා. Sorry for that. Okay.
I appreciate your excellent and perceptive comments on our topic today, sir. For all of us, that was incredibly insightful and thought-provoking. And I'm confident that you taught our audience a lot. We are now prepared to begin the Q&A session. Dear audience, please feel free to ask any questions you may have. You can signal if you have a question or comment by raising your hand. Alternatively, you can just put your query into the chat box and I'll read it to Mr. Hasitha. I hope everything is clear and that you take advantage of this chance to have any questions answered and to increase your knowledge. Sir, we have a set of questions, sir, from the audience which we gathered, sir. So until people start asking questions in the chat box, we can like go into those questions, sir, if that is okay, sir. Yes, sir.
You can directly ask me, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Otherwise, you can chat box එකට දාන්නත් පුළුවන්.
Yes. So, apart from the degree, sir, what are the skills that are expected by an employer in the industry?
That means you should gain the teamwork. Okay, teamwork is very important. That means then during my time, I engage in so many activities related to music. Okay, that means music and some events like especially the cultural events. Okay, actually I did not do sports. Mama university life එකේ I never මම බැට් එකක්වත් අල්ල කියන්නේ මේ නිකන් අපි house cricket ගැහුවට from university time I am not engaged in any type of sport. හරිනේ, that is depending on your case. හරිනේ, ඔයාගේ interest එකක් තියෙනවනේ, ඔයාගේ inborn talent එකක් තියෙනවා. Okay, එතකොට ඔයාගේ talent එක තියෙන පැත්තෙන් ඔයා you should have do some extra activities rather than only doing your academics. You should do music or something, Leo clubs or then gravel clubs, and also this. There are many opportunities in the university. Okay, only academic වලට හිර වෙන්න එපා. You should do බාහිර වැඩ. That means the extracurricular activities, especially in the university time. Then you should gain especially the contacts. That means who are the civil engineers, who are the electrical engineers. So there are badge එකේ තියෙන මේ එකමුතුව සහ විශේෂයෙන් පුද්ගලයන් හඳුනා ගැනීම. That is very important for your career life and also your performance in the performance after passed out. අපි ගත්තට පස්සේ communication skills and especially the teamwork. දැන් අපි ගත්තොත් if you consider organization like petroleum corporation, that is not you cannot expect a multinational culture at there. Okay, අපි අර කියන්නේ නේද අර ලෝකේ කාලා වතුර බීපු වගේ මිනිස්සු ඉන්නේ. Okay, so you have to be deal with that type of people. පැහැදිලිනේ? එතකොට ඔයාට පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ you should have the ability to manage the people. That means අර එක වසරට විතරක් ගිහිපු එක්කෙනා ඉඳලා we have the very experienced, very top people. Okay, educated people. හරි. එතකොට attitudes කියන එක ගත්තොත් විශාල පරාසයක තියෙනවා. It's a very broad area. So හරි. එතකොට if you are working like organizations like CBO petroleum and that type of cultures. Okay, so you must have the ability to labor handling. That means your empathy, negotiation skills, empathy, and also your leadership skills. That should be anivarya mode. That should be improved. Okay. So actually, I do not having experience in multinational cultures. Okay, so you know Unilever, Mars, and also that type of cultures. That means very good, well-prepared cultures are there. Okay, so the depending on your cultures, your skills may be different, but broadly we can say leadership presentation skills very important. You should be able to present. That moment you could be able to you could be able to handle the situation. Sometimes you never know about that type of things. Meeting you should be able to handle that situation. That means the presentation skills, communication skills, leadership skills, negotiation skills, and also your that type of skills must be there. English that means that is very important for your communication skills. But I think that is not depending on your culture. Okay, in my case, actually English in my case, okay, in Petroleum Corporation we are in letters we are okay. Sometimes we are not using emails. Okay, so we are preparing letters. Okay, that type of cultures are even still in Sri Lankan government sector. So generally that type of I believe. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
We have another question, sir. So you told about the opportunities that in the industry after PhD in Sri Lanka. There isn't many opportunities in the industry. So what are the opportunities in the other countries after completing a PhD, sir? How will it open new doors into the industry, sir, if you have a PhD?
Actually, actually, I do not having experience about the foreign that type of cultures. But I can say in my batchmates, it's very difficult to get a technical related job in other country. Okay, our degree is valid. That is a Washington Code certified, well certified, UGC approved, this type of degree. Okay, so there's no problem in the degree, but if you are if I try to go abroad, it's very difficult to get a real engineering job. Okay, that's a very rare case. Okay, you can what a special connection skill migration. Okay, so if you are trying for the skill migration, definitely you will go for the skill. So at that case, you may have a good job related to your field to some extent. But anit cases we cannot expect just after you go abroad, it's very that type of scenarios not there. So you have to sometimes do very simple jobs. That means body jobs for some periods. That may be sometimes 2 years, 3 years, sometimes maybe 5 years. That is depending on your luck and your that may be depend.
Yes.
Okay.
So another question that was submitted is lots of people, undergraduates who are planning on going into the industry, they think GPA isn't important, sir. So what is the reality about that in the actual situation in the country and abroad in the industry, sir?
Okay. Actually, then a broad case because I work with so many people in a broad case. Actually, if you consider because I went to training on South Korea, the Incheon, they have more than 500 chemical engineers for only for the R&D section. Okay. That means R&D, research and development section. Okay, I will see. Okay, මට පොඩි වෙලාවක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් නම්. Okay, please be kind to give me 1 minute. I will show you. Okay, that's a really good question. Okay, it's a really good question. මම ඒකට මෙහෙමම උත්තර දෙන්නම්. Okay, I will share the screen. Okay. Okay, this is one of my good friend, means very Langing Ashray and Professor Kenek. This is one of the, this is the lecturer. Okay. This is, you can see, this is department R&D division. Gas. Co-gas means what?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can see this person, LNG plant R&D center director. Okay. That means the world's largest LNG terminal, the storage and regasification unit design, and especially research and development section. That is the very top level. Okay. So director. So you can see the chief research engineer and also chemical engineer PhD, the fields of interest, natural gas liquefaction process, LNG storage tank. Okay. එතකොට අපි ගත්ත factory automation. එතකොට මෙයා ගත්තොත් අපි ගත්තොත් මෙයා instrumentation and especially P&ID. So electrical engine storage tank means in Sri Lanka we are basically depending on civil engineers, especially in petroleum corporation. Okay. So LNG storage tank construction and LNG facilities, plant construction, commission, everything. Okay. This is a chemical engineer. Okay. So under this engineer there are 500 chemical engineers, more than 500. Okay, because I personally know, because I share many things with this professor, very close friend of mine. So my laptop thing, DCPE in Sri Lanka, that is a bad attitude. And even in my interviews, they ask, that is a very bad attitude. But if you willing to go for the industry, okay, so definitely you must try to get a first class. That is the case. Extracurricular activities. Okay. We are not coming to the university for the extracurricular activities. Okay. We are coming to get the degree with the colors. Okay. So if you have the ability to get the first class, get the first class. If you have the opportunity to get the second upper, try for the second upper. Okay. But now I am very proudly say I have this type of degree. That is a value of yours. But especially in Sri Lanka industry, there is a frankly say, not difficult, but it's sometimes because if you consider the attitudes of Sri Lanka, top management people, most of the cases they believe this person is not be with us. Okay, so they will get a few years of experience and they go for migrate for PhD neither. So he's neither foreign opportunity develop because if we have to develop another person. Okay, so that kind of mentality is there. Okay. So the industry that is the engineers. Okay, though. So engineering faculties are for the producing of engineers. So you should learn engineering rather than, okay. So if you consider the researchers in the world, there are two types: academic researchers and also industrial researchers. So there are two fields. හරිනේ. එතකොට ඔයාලා මේක මේ GPA එක කියන එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් කරගන්න එපා. කවුරුවත් GPA එක වැඩිපුර ඒ කියන්නේ මේක ෆස්ට් ක්ලාස් එකක් දාලා සෙකන්ඩ් අපර් එකක් අරගෙන ජොබ් නැතුව ගෙදරින් අය කවුරුවත් මම දැකලා නැහැ. හරිනේ. So definitely your career will be a very colorful one. So try for the maximum. හරි. පැහැදිලි නේද? ඒක that's a bad attitude in Sri Lanka. Okay. මොකද the reason is our industrial research culture is not there. Okay. Basically මොකද වෙන රටවල් වල අපි ගත්තොත් mainly the highest performing students undergraduates are taken to the especially R&D divisions. Okay. So in Sri Lanka we do not have neither R&D culture in especially the industries. Right? ඒක නිසා ඒවත් ප්‍රශ්න තමයි. Anyhow, try for the best. That is the case. Hi.
I would like to ask the audience if they have a question, because we have time for one more question and then we will have to wind up the session. Anybody who wants to ask a question, this is your time. And, you can drop your question in the chat box as well. We'll wait for another 20 seconds, sir. And if there isn't a question, I'll ask one more question that we obtained before the session started. And is anybody typing? You can drop the answer. It will give you another 20 seconds.
Dylan, can I speak for a moment? Actually,
yes, sir. Sure, sir. Yes. Sir.
Right. Thank you, Hasitha, for your interesting talk. You shared your experience, and unfortunately, I missed the first part because I informed the committee that I got to attend something, even that is also related to the research research project. So anyway, thank you very much for your interesting talk. Can you explain how important to transform your practical, the theoretical knowledge into the practical aspects? And also you emphasize the fact that importance of reading. So even I remember when I was there, especially Professor Hasitha Jayawardane always encouraged us to read. Always he's giving us papers, books and all. So it's really important to read to get the updated knowledge. And also you explain the challenges we have, especially in government sector, being an engineer in government sector. And also at the latter part, you emphasize the importance of soft skill. Yes, of course, like, it's a package at the end of the day. Like if you have really good theoretical studies, theoretical knowledge, plus the practical aspects, along with your soft skill, then you can project yourself, without having any issue in any platform. And I just wanted to thank you, Hasitha, and accepting this, the request. I know that it took some time because of the several other reasons, but finally it happened. So I'm glad that you delivered this talk, and thank you very much, Hasitha. Thanks. Thank you.
Okay, please give me 1 minute. Actually, I am very much thankful to the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, University of Peradeniya, to invite myself. Especially I thank for the Dr. Nadish, one of the, I think, very talented Taruna, that means very young age, very excellent lecturers in Sri Lanka. And especially I very happy for Dr. Nadish because he has completed his PhDs in Cambridge, especially for materials engineering. Okay, that's one of the very interesting fields, even for myself. Okay, so I personally have a very respect for his this type of discussions, especially for the undergraduates. Okay, so thank you very much, sir. And also I thank I think Professor Kalpage, sir. I think he is the head of the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering, and all the staff members, including the head of the department, Professor Kalpage, sir. Thank you very much for the invitation. And anytime I like to give my best for the undergraduates because actually we are also in trouble in this situation. We do not know what happened to our jobs and also what happened to the organizations like petroleum and CEB. We do not have idea. Okay, so we have to face these challenges. So anyhow, that maybe if you learn well and you well develop, you will be able to gain the success one day. Okay. අර ඉගෙනීම තමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න කාලේ හොඳටම ඉගෙන ගන්න ඒ වගේම හොඳට වැඩ කරන්න කියන එක මම කට්ටියකින් ඉල්ලගෙන සිටිනවා. no problem ලංකාවේ ඉන්නත් පුළුවන් තමන්ට ගැළපෙන තැනට තමන් යන්න. that is the important case. ඒ කියන්නේ තමන්ට ගැළපෙන්නේ නැති තැන තමන් ඉන්න එපා. ගැළපෙන තැන හොයාගෙන යන්න. so someday you will find your place. Okay, that is the case. Okay, thank you very much for all. Okay.
I sincerely appreciate you sharing your priceless knowledge that you have amassed over your great journey thus far, sir. And your responses to our inquiries were reassuring and simple to grasp. And we think our audience now have a better understanding of what lies ahead of them after receiving this degree and how to prepare for it. And I think, sir, personally, I think this was one of the best and most relevant isoTalks sessions that we have had in recent times. And everybody in the chat also, in the group, WhatsApp groups, are also saying that we need more events and webinars similar to this, because this has cleared lots of questions that undergraduates now have regarding the situation of the country and how people are going abroad and how some people are staying here in Sri Lanka. So I think the presentation was wonderful, sir, and we have, I think, cleared a lot of doubts that we had and which we couldn't clear from any other person who was not in the industry. So I think, yes, in the chat also, yes, somebody has appreciated, sir. So thank you very much, sir. With this, I would like to invite the event chair for isoTalks, Ms. Kavindya, to submit the vote of gratitude. Thank you. Over to you, Kavindya.
Thank you, Dylan. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we witness the first episode of isoTalks season 2, 11th isoTalks, organized by the Society of Chemical and Process Engineering Students, University of Peradeniya. On behalf of SCAPES, it's my privilege to propose a vote of thanks speech and acknowledge the contribution of everyone, those who dedicated their time and energy to make this event a reality. First, I would like to mention our guest speaker, Engineer Hasitha Jayawardane, for not only sparing his invaluable time for us to grace this occasion, but also enlighten us with his commendable talk on the subject. Thank you, sir, for putting your best effort to make this event unforgettable one. Next, I would like to thank our beloved academic staff of the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering for their valuable contribution, guidance, and encouragement in all our efforts. I would also like to extend my sincere gratitude to the Senior Treasurer of SCAPES, Dr. Nadish Adassurya, for supporting us as always. Furthermore, I thank all the committee members of SCAPES and the students of the Department of Chemical and Process Engineering as well. Last but not the least, I thank all the participants, because without your presence, this event would not have been a success. Once again, I thank you all. Thank you.
Thus, this incredible session has come to a close. I hope you all enjoyed your time with us. We appreciate everyone's participation today, despite your busy schedules. It's time to wrap up today's session in the hopes of seeing you again on another great day with an enlightening subject. Good night to all. Thank you.